Hey guys, this is E with Scrapbooking with Me, and today we're going to make these, and they're little flips that you can put over your page, you can clip to the side of your page, and they have little pockets in the sides of them, and we're going to make them out of junk mail envelopes. Now, this was inspired by Joey DeFee, and I saw it on her channel, but I had done some like this I think last year, but I saw it on her channel and it inspired me to make them again. And we're going to be using a brand new paper collection from Betty at Betty's Custom Designs on Etsy. It's absolutely beautiful. It's called Ledger and Lace. So I'll show you a few pages. I've already used some, but you will get the gist of it. Absolutely beautiful. Look at that. It's gorgeous. I just love it. And she's used those old ledger pages that she had from like 1800 or something. Or I think some of them were actually earlier than that. But this, I will link this down below so you can go over and grab these. Let's see. I was trying to see if I could see a date. No. But look at that. Isn't that beautiful? So pretty. So that's what we're going to be using to create some of these. Look at that one. Gorgeous, Betty. You did a great job. I think I got 2 sheets there. Yeah, there's another one. Okay, so that's what we're going to use. And like I said, I've already used one to do this one with. So let's get started on another one, and I'll show you exactly how these are done. They're easy, and you're just going to use your junk mail envelopes. All right, I have cut a couple of, and you can do them any size that you want. I have cut a couple here that I cut off of the end of that long one, but I think I'm going to use these. Put these two together, I believe. Let me see how long they are. I don't want them too long for my journal. 7 1/4. Let's see. Let me grab my journal. No, that'll be the right size. Okay. So you will just have to measure your journal to see how long you need them. You might not need them this long, and if you don't, and all you have is these long envelopes, you can still use them. Just cut them and then glue that in together. So you can still use all sizes. So we're going to use these two. And let me get my trimmer. So what we're going to do is open this up, and we're going to trim that end off. Now if you don't have junk mail envelopes, you can make this with the regular envelopes, but I didn't want to waste those, so I just wanted to use up my junk mail. Now you're going to trim that off down to where you're going to have a straight area there. So I just trimmed all of that off right there. So see, you don't want to trim it just here because you'd have that left. You want to trim it down to this little piece right here. Okay. And then they should be the same. And if they're not, it's okay. They don't have to be. But you can always measure them if you want them exact. But that's what we have now. I don't care that it has a window in it. I'm going to cover that up. But if you want to leave the window, you can just collage around that or cut that out. So let's see. I think this piece, yeah, that piece will go on there good. Now I'm going to grab a little piece of sticker backing so I can do my gluing on. I know you won't be able to see this too good, but when I get everything glued, you will. Now you can collage these if you want. I'm just going to cover mine fully with a sheet because I love this paper. I'm going to try to get the flowers in. And I just cover mine and then trim it. It's easier for me. No measuring. Okay, now we will just trim this off. And just be careful that you don't open up the parts that you don't want open. I will link Joey's video down below. She did a wonderful job. There we go. And of course I will save that little piece. Can't throw that away. Alright, so that's what we have right there on that side. Then I'm just going to flip it over. Now I'm going to make sure that my opening is on this side and that this is the right way up, and then I'm just going to flip it. That way I'll know that I get this side correct. And I'm probably just going to cover this side with that. And let me trim this white off. I forgot to print these borderless, so just going to trim them. But isn't this a gorgeous paper? I love that old brown and then the roses that she put on top. Absolutely beautiful. And she blows it out of the water with new digitals so often. I don't know how in the world she does it with everything she has going on. And she's always keeping us in free digis. You guys get some free digis because of her. Because I just didn't have time to make them anymore. And she doesn't really have time, but she volunteered to. She's such a sweetie. Okay. That there. Just make sure that it's glued down well all around the edges. And then we're going to trim this off. Okay, so there is that side covered. So we got that there and that on that side. And there is our opening. Now I'm not going to punch a pull in the opening here. You can do that if you want. I like it better when it's left as a little surprise, that you got all these little items tucked in here. But that's up to you. You can do it either way. And in this one I just put some little pieces in there. So they can be used for journaling cards, or they can be used somewhere else in the journal. Alright, so let's lay that one aside. I am going to ink it, but right now I'm just going to lay it aside, and we're going to grab this one. Now, when you're putting these together, you just want to make sure that your pockets are on the same side when you're going to flip them. So this is going to be the one that's on the opposite page, and I'll pull it on down where you can see part of it. So when I flip these, I want them like that so that my openings are going to be on the same side. So what I need to do is cover this right here for my inside, and then the other one for the front side. You see what I'm saying? I put them together like this, and then they're going to attach together at the top right here. So I know that I need to, when I pull these up and then do the flip or the over the page, I know that this side right here needs to be the inside like this one. And then this side is going to show on the other side of the page, just like this. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So on this, I'm just going to put the other piece of this because it'll match up with that one, which they're not going to be on the same page, so they don't have to match. You can do them out of different papers if you want, but I'm just going to use these papers because I love them.
Slide that over a little bit.
All right. And yeah, I'll save that little piece too. Okay, I'm just going to put them together again so that I can make sure that I'm doing everything right. This one's the right way up. That's the front, so I'm just going to flip this. And I know that this one I need to put the right way up. So I'm going to grab another sheet. And I think I want to do these. I'm going to put some flowers on this one, since it's going to show on the outside of that other page. And I'll show you how these go over the page in the journal as soon as I get them doing. Let's see. I'm just going to go ahead and cut this with my scissors. It doesn't have to be perfectly straight because I'm going to trim it anyway. And yeah, I'm going to do the bottom. So I am going to put this down, let's see. Yeah, like that. And that'll get most all of the flowers on there. So we're just going to put our glue down and then put this side down. And we're almost finished putting them together, and then it's just embellishing. And you can embellish any way that you want. There we go. Let's trim this. These are so cute. I don't know why I forgot all about them. I need to make that idea book that I've been talking about, because I forget until I start watching somebody else's video, and then all of a sudden it's like, ooh, I need to make those again. All right. So we have those two right there. There's the front of this one, and then you flip it over and there's the front of that one. So I'm going to ink them first, and then I'll show you how we're going to put them together. All right. We have all of them inked. And now what we want to do is just make sure that we have, first off, I need to glue a little bit more right there. Now I think Joey, I think Joey wrapped hers, the paper around. I didn't do that because it seems like they stick together pretty good there and you can't see that envelope, but you can do them either way. Okay, we want this to be, okay, so this is one of the fronts. I think they go together like that because we want to make sure we got our openings on the same side. I guess you could put your openings on either side. It probably wouldn't matter. So I'm going to lay them down like this. And then I'm going to get my washi tape. And let's see. I think I'll use this washi. This is some that Melina had that she didn't want, so her mother grabbed it. And you can use any washi that you want. I'm just going to use this. It's got a little bit of the colors in there. Now, you need to make sure that you leave a little bit of a gap between them. Don't leave much, but just a little bit. And let me see, it looks like this edge is not glued. Make sure that all of your little parts are glued down well. Didn't squish that glue out, I guess. Now then, that's better. So just make sure that they're laid down right, like that. And then you're just going to put that washi across there. Press it down. Now, if your washi is not very sticky, you can go ahead and put some glue under it. This is pretty sticky. I've not had any trouble with it. So I'm going to leave it like it is. Now, I turn these around. You could trim them off if you wanted to. It's just a little bit extra protection, so I just turn them. And then put your other one on there, on that side. And then just trim it off. And again, you could either trim them or just turn it. This one I'm just going to trim a little bit. And then there is your flip. So see, let's grab something. Let's pretend this is your page. And it would just go like that. So this will be one side, and that'll be the other side of your page. Isn't that pretty? Now we're going to do a little bit of decorating. So I don't want to cover a lot of these flowers up, so I may just put something up here at the top. Let me see what I have laying right here. I don't want to go digging in a lot of things, but I'm going to see what I have right here that I might could use. Okay, so what if we just put that washi sticker right there just to bring out more of those flowers, since there's not really one right there. And then I have this little stamp that Betty sent me that she had trimmed out. She did my fussy cutting on her brother, scan and cut. And I thought about putting that up there. I think that's cute. It's got some of the same colors in it. And then it has some of a darker brown, which will bring out any of that brown that's in that page. So I think that's what we're going to do. Lay it back down and just look at it. Yeah, I like that. I do. I feel like I need something under it, so I may try to put just a little piece of lace under there. Let's see if we have any that's just a small little piece. Just a scrap. Let's see about a scrap of this. Put under there. See what that would look like. No, I'm not liking that. I know what I do want. I'm going to grab some cheesecloth, and I'm just going to put a little piece of cheesecloth under there. Okay, I've got a little ragged piece of cheesecloth here that's been over in my stash, and I'm just going to go ahead and use it. And I'm just going to bunch it together kind of like that, because it's just little pieces, as you can see. But we can still use it. Just put some glue down on the page where you want it. Lay your cheesecloth in there, and then grab your little tool and just press it down. And if you need to, you can work it in to fold it like you want, or put the little folds in there. If you need more glue, just stick more glue down. There we go. Then we'll put this down on there. And let's see. We'll bring it out a little bit more. Like that. Because we want a little of that cheesecloth showing all around. There we go. So we've got a little there, and a little there. That's good. You could also, if you don't have cheesecloth, just take some little string, like sewing thread, and just wrap it up, bundle it up, and put it down, and it'll look almost the same as cheesecloth. Okay, so we've got that down, like that. I'm just going to cut that little tip off there, because that's where our pocket is. We don't want it to hang on anything. Then we're just going to take the backing off of this, and we'll put this right down here. That'll just bring out a little more of that green, a little bit of that pink. Now we do have more of these in stock if you want to grab some. We got more in yesterday, as a matter of fact. Okay, then I'm just going to take my little brush, and I put just a little ink on there, and I'm just going to go over that, and that will blend that in. It just blends the edges of it in, so it looks like it was just made there. That flower was just growing there. And we have more of those brushes as well. If you want one of those. Okay, so there we go with that. That looks like it's pressed down well. Now, is that all that we need, or do we need something else up here? Just trying to look. Let's see if we might want a piece of washi This is the washi stamps that we have in the store. That might be a little much. I'm just going to lay it there and look at it. I'm not going to stick it. These are very sticky. Ooh, I kind of like that color with it. I just don't know if I want it there or not. I don't know. Maybe I do want it there. Let me look at it this way. I don't know. I can't decide. I like it, but it looks a little off. Let's try it down here. No, it just looks a little off. I think I've got enough on that page. So we're just going to stick that right back down to that. And, oh, I could put a little dragonfly on here. This little dragonfly lost part of its wing. No, maybe I won't put that one on there. Let's see if we got a tiny little butterfly. Okay, I think I'm going to go with this little butterfly. Doesn't have exactly the same colors in there, but it's pretty close. And I'm going to trim a little bit of this white off around the edges. Okay, we've got him trimmed out, but he has that brown in him and that little bit of tan like the background, so I think he's going to match pretty good. And he's the only little baby one that I have that has any of those colors in it. So let's see, where do we want him? I think maybe right there. Okay, so there we go. And now we can do this side, and then we can embellish just a little bit. And then we can make some tags and things for the pockets. And we will be finished with this one. So what are we going to put on this side? I have another one of these. I think that's cute. Has those same colors in it. And I don't want to cover any of this up, so I can cover some of that up and I don't feel so bad. Alright, let's see. There's a smaller one there. Now, I think I want the larger one. And I'm just going to ink around the edges to cover up that white core on the paper. And then, I'm just going to show you how to do this with the regular string. So just pull off some string. And just don't even try to put it in any particular way. Just kind of wad it up. I do it around my fingers because if I don't, I won't know exactly what I have. And I just go through different fingers and pull it around like that. So I just got a little wad there. And then just kind of make it look like I want it to. Pull it apart. And then we're going to put a little bit of glue here. And then you just stick it down and kind of, as you stick it down, just work it, separate it, and pull it in the areas that you want it in. Don't let it look so planned. Even if it gets messy, that's good. That's what you want. Messy, messy. And see, that almost looks like cheesecloth. Almost. So if you have just regular string, and you can get this thread at the dollar store for, you know, 50 cents a roll or something like that. All right, I'm going to pull this on up some because I want some sticking out up here. Like that. Okay. Then I'll lay this down on there. And then I want to pull some out on this side. There we go. So now you have that, the string just kind of hanging out. And you can go ahead and pull, you know, some out, push some in until your glue starts drying. You've got a little bit of leeway there. If you want some in some different areas, just give it a little tug and it'll pull. And then if you want some more of it glued down, just put a little bit of glue there. And then use your tool and just press it down. I want to put a little glue here because I want it glued down so that it doesn't hang on everything. But I don't have to have every strand of it like that. And you could use any color thread, so experiment with the different threads that you might have. It's a good way to use them up if you're not going to stitch with them. And now I want just a little label up here, and I think this will be finished. And I'm going to look in here for a little label. This is just my little overflow basket. I go to it before I pull anything out of my ephemera folders. Oh yeah, there we go, right there. And this little tray was sent to me from Australia. You know who you are. Thank you so much. I use it all the time. And I'm going to put that over here since I have this one over on this side. I'm going to put this one over to the left. Just to kind of even that or balance that out. See if I got it anywhere near straight. Yep. Okay. Now we can do our little inserts for the pockets. Now this would be pretty, but I think it might be a little bit wide. Let's see. Maybe not. No, it won't be. So let's go ahead and ink around this. This is a little library card that had some flowers and things added to it. That'd be pretty to journal on the back. Okay, we'll put that one in one. This is a pretty picture, but I think, let's see, maybe too wide. And you can make tags and things for this if you want. I'm trying to use what I have here on my desk. All right, that one will work. We'll put that one in there. And then, let's see, what else do we have? Let's see what we have here that we can make a tag out of. What about we make a tag from this? Oh, I might want to use that on another one. Let's don't make a tag from that. Okay, I have this one. I think that one might fit in there. Yes, okay. So we're just going to ink around it. And if you have pre-made tags or something, you can add those in. They'd be pretty. Let's see, I've got one in that one. I got one in that one. Put another one right there. And then that one, I think, right there. All right, so we have our little journaling cards in our pockets. We have both the sides decorated. So that would be the front side, and that other will be the back. Now, you could also do some little pulls or something here if you wanted. That would be up to you, but I think that is cute. All right, we're going to do another, and I'm going to do a short one this time, I think. I think the short one will be pretty. So these are the pieces that I trimmed off of that other little envelope. So I just trimmed them off, and then I went ahead and put my glue in here and just glued that back up. So make them whatever size you want. You don't have to have the exact size envelopes. So all I did when I cut that, I just put a little bead of glue down through there and glued that back together. All right, let's get started on this. See, I think I want to use that there. That is pretty. So let's do that. I'll put my little glue sheet back down here. I hope you can't hear my stomach growling. It's very early in the morning, and I need to eat breakfast. I don't really want anything though. That's the problem. I don't know. I don't want anything, or I don't know what I want, I should say. So I've just been drinking my coffee. Okay, there we go. I'll make sure that those sides are pressed down well. Okay, there we go with that piece. And then on this side, we're going to put, just make sure when you flip it that you flip it and you know this is the top. You could also use book pages on these. That would be very pretty too. I think I'll just try to use the rest of this page up. Just use your scraps to do this if you want to. That's a good way to use your scraps up, a good way to use these envelopes up. Use whatever you have. You don't have to buy this collection. I was just showing you what I was going to use because I love it. And I'll probably be using it many more times. You guys will probably see it until you're like, please use something else. Because I love ledgers, because I am an accountant at heart. Well, I am an accountant, but I love ledgers and I love roses. So this was, and lace. It has a little bit of lace in there. So this was right down my alley. Okay, so there is that one. This is our opening here. I always just check and make sure I don't glue my opening together. And then you just want to make sure that all your little edges are pressed down well. And like I said, you can wrap it if you want to. We may even wrap this one. Let's see. Let me see. Yeah. Let's just try wrap it. No, I'm not going to have enough paper if I use that. Let's use another one and I'll wrap that one around. Okay, let's grab this one. And I'm just going to trim off the edge. So how are all of you doing out there? I hope everybody's well. Hope you've had a great summer so far. We have. It's been busy, but I like busy. I don't mind busy. Okay, we're going to start down here. I'm going to make sure my little opening's on that side. Make sure that this is going to be the right way up. Yes, okay. Right. So put that down. Oops. Put it down as straight as you can. Alright. I don't know why I'm rubbing this with my hand. When I have my bone folder, that would probably work a lot better. Spread that glue out. And you could use your glue stick for this if you wanted to. I printed this on a little bit thicker paper than just regular printer paper, so I don't really need to use glue stick. If you're just printing on printer paper, then make sure that you probably use a glue stick. Make it a little bit easier. Okay, now we're just going to, and I trimmed that so that I could see where I needed to cut. Now we're just going to put glue on this side. Just don't glue your pocket together. And then just going to flip it over like that. And then you have both sides covered. And the reason I trimmed that, like I said, is because if I hadn't, I would have had to feel to see where to trim down through here. So that's why I trimmed that. I'm just going to go on up with this. And if you accidentally cut your envelope open in a place that you don't need it, just glue it back together. It's not a big deal. I cut one yesterday. I just glued it back together. Put a little glue in there and give it a good press and it's done. Okay. Make sure my little pocket's not glued together, and it's not. Let's see, I've got a little bit of a piece. No, I don't. Alright, I just check all of my corners to make sure they're glued down well, and they are. So now this is going to lay like this. Just look at both of my pockets again. So we're going to put that down like that right there. Just pretty close, not all the way together. And let's see what washi we want to use. I think we're going to use the same washi again because it's got those mellow tones in it. Uh-oh. I didn't get that real straight, did I? Let's try that again. Let's see what that looks like. Alright, this side needs to come up a little bit. There we go. That works. I let it slip when I started to put the washi on that other side. And then just put your washi here. And if you don't have washi, you can use just some kind of tape, or you can use a piece of material or another piece of paper. I think I put some together like this last year by using just some other paper at the top. There we go. Like that. Both of our pockets are here, and our writing is the right way up, so we're good. And then it's just a matter of decorating. Now this side I don't think needs anything. I don't think it needs anything at all. We might put that ticket right there. This is a ticket from My Porch Prints on Etsy. Okay. And we're just going to use our little hole punch to punch out those corners rather than try to cut them at that little curve. Just use your hole punch and go in there just a little ways in, and it works. Okay, we'll put that right there. And I think I'm just going to put it flat down. I don't think I'm going to put anything under it. I want it to kind of look like it's part of the page, because it matches real well with that. Yeah, I'm just going to put it straight down. I don't mind it looking like it's part of the page and blending in. Sometimes you want things to stand out, and sometimes you want things to just blend in. Okay, so there is that. Doesn't that match perfectly? And these are from two different artists. And I don't think I'm going to put anything else on that. That's too pretty. Too pretty. I'm going to go around and ink everything just so in case I've missed a little bit of cutting that I don't have any white showing, any of the envelope showing. Okay, now let's flip it over and we'll do this side. And let's see what we have that we might want to put on this side. Let's use this yellow flower. We've got a yellow flower here and it's kind of pale. Let's use this one to bring it out a little bit more. And then I'm going to grab a piece of this book page, and this is some of the book pages that we have in the shop, and they're wrapped like this. They have the twine on them. So, and they're vintage book pages inside here. So I'm going to grab a little piece of one of these. It's very old and fragile. And let's see. I'm going to tear this just a little bit up here. Then we're going to put a good bit of ink around it. Okay, then Yeah, I'm going to put that right there behind my flower. That just kind of anchor the flower, give it something to sit on, keep it from looking like it's floating. And it matches with the background paper well. It's almost the same color. All right, take the backing off. These are the washi sticker flowers, is what they call them. I think Melina has all of them I believe she has all of them listed in the shop. And like I said, we did get more in yesterday, so. Okay, now we're going to take our brush with just a little bit of ink on there, and we're just going to go over that to blend it in with the background so that it doesn't, that white around it doesn't show. And there you go. Isn't that pretty? Now let's put a little tiny label right there. And I think, let's see, and I think I just want a small one, I believe. And I'm going to use a stamp and a piece of torn book page. And I'm going to stamp a little image to go up here. This is a stamp set from, I can't remember her name. I'll think of it in a minute. If I can think of it, I'll put it down below. I'm not sure that they are sold anywhere. I'm not sure that they're sold anywhere else except through our vendor. I don't know if they would have them on Amazon or anything like that. So I've had this one for a while. But it's her own handwriting, and I absolutely love it. Like I said, the name right now escapes me, but I'll try to remember. She does have a YouTube channel, so I can probably look that up and find her. Alright, while I've got it out here, I'm just going to go ahead and stamp it on this, maybe. And I'm just using StazOn ink. And it doesn't matter if I'm stamping them crooked or a little sideways, because when I cut them out, I can adjust that. Alright, let me stamp this off somewhere. Okay, let's see how pretty that stamps. This is just a piece of old book page that I tore the edge off of. And then we're just going to trim the edge. And let's see. I think I want the edges jagged, so I'm going to tear them. Because when I ink it, if they're jagged, they're going to look a little bit better and blend a little bit better. So I'm just going to tear them real carefully. Very carefully. This paper doesn't tear easy. It breaks, but it doesn't tear. Okay, there we go. Got it a little bit jagged, and then we're just going to ink it up. Sometimes I just don't like that squared off look of something like this, because if you want it to blend into your page, then you're going to need to make it a little bit more like that. If you want it to blend in your page, just make sure that your edges are not squared off, because that tends to make it look like you just planned it that way. There we go. I think that is cute. All right, now all we need to do is just find a few little pieces of something to go in here. And I may use one of these little tags. These are some that we made a while ago when I was just sitting waiting on something to load. I had some tags there in front of me, and I just went ahead and made a few. Let's see if we have anything else over here that we can put in there. I have this hello. That'll fit. And you can journal on the back of that. Okay, I thought I had glued my opening shut, but I hadn't. There we go. Put that in there. All right, that is it. That's how easy they are. They're not hard. I just take my time on decorating, but you know, you can go as fast or as slow as you want, but that's just how easy they are. And thank you so much, Joey, for reminding me of these. Like I said, I had made them a while ago, but I had forgotten all about them, and I needed some for journals, so go ahead and make a few. Now, I'll show you how this is going to fit. See how this matches up with that journal? So perfect. Show how this is going to go in my journal. Let's just say we wanted it on this page, right here. I would just put it like that. And then if I wanted it to stay really well, I just put a little clip up here. Or you could clip it on the side, or you could, I don't know, you could do a lot of different things to make it stay in, or you could just leave it like that. I don't think it would fall out unless you turn your journal upside down, but because it just lays on there really nice. I like that. And then it'll flip up. You could put something else here, more pockets or something if you wanted, but I think I will leave mine just like that. I like that. Alright guys, that is it for this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button because we do have our 70,000 subscriber giveaway coming up in just a couple of weeks. So make sure that you are a subscriber because only subscribers can win. We will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.